how well do you think you know Frank Sinatra throughout all of that?
Well, do we ever know any human being, in depth? Do we ever know? Does anybody ever get to know us? All of our thoughts and emotions and fears and loves and doubts. But I got to know him pretty personally because toward the end of his life, he became a little more melancholy and a little more like he would take me back when we'd hang out together. He'd tell me about growing up in Hoboken and his childhood and his mom and his dad and that sort of thing. So I got to know him pretty well. And he never went to bed till the sun came up. No matter where we were, whether we were on the road or off the road, when the sun came up, that's when Frank would go to bed. And he'd want you to hang out with him, and I did for years and years. Many times I stayed at his home like 6 times a year, and I would stay in, and he had a big compound with bungalows all around the outer perimeter. They were named after his songs, New York, New York, Strangers in the Night, Tender Trap, My Way, named after his songs. And I would stay there, and sometimes he'd come and get me at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, let's take a ride, Tommy. And we'd ride around in the desert till the sun came up. And he'd open up to me and tell me a lot of things, So here's the thing, I had to speak at many funerals in my life and of friends. And I always say, the way that your children know you is not the way that your mother knows you. And the way that your mother knows you is not the way that maybe your brother knows you. And the way that your buddies know you. We all know you from a different perspective, you know what I mean? And we all have different perceptions of you, So, I knew Frank from a buddy point of view, a personal point of view. And toward the end, like I say, he was like a father to me. So I got to know him pretty well.